Welcome to the book summary. Improve your focus and concentration. Focus by Daniel Goleman. What you focus on grows, what you think about expands, and what you dwell upon determines your destiny. Focusing is a valuable skill. As the world continues to develop rapidly with so much information and so much going on, it's easy to feel distracted, isolated, and lost. In such a situation, this book is a guide on focusing on essential things. Today, we will learn about the book Focus by Daniel Goleman. In this, you will learn about focusing on important things from personal to professional life. There are three categories of focus: inner, other, and outer. Every category is necessary to maintain balance and become more productive. To be a leader, you must be able to focus on the things that are important to your personal and professional development. In this book summary, we will explore the basics of fluctuations in focus and essential insights on how to avoid being at the mercy of your mindset. But before you get lost in this video, if you have not subscribed to this channel, then please subscribe the channel immediately. Our channel is one of the best channel on YouTube. Our videos may be little long sometimes because we never compromise on the quality of the books and content. So let's start again. To make the book easy to understand, we have explained this book into 8 different points, 8 lessons. So, number one lesson is love your work. When you wake up in the morning, are you excited about whatever work you are going to do during the day? Research conducted at Harvard and Stanford universities found that people who are enthusiastic about their work perform better than ordinary people. To stay excited, they keep their work connected to bigger purpose. Most of such people do their tasks very well. But people who are not motivated about their work are either stressed or bored most of the time. Flow in life or any work comes when we do what we like doing our favorite job or business. This is common among people who have achieved outstanding achievements in any field. Therefore, successful people are ready to face challenges while doing their favorite work because they know that every path of progress can open only when you deal with the task that challenges your capabilities to the maximum. Apart from this, we do that work focusing on which we are emotional or the work related to our emotions. It does not matter whether you are successful in that work because the emotional connection about the work, how deep focus starts within us regarding our work. In this condition, we make more active efforts for the task. When our mind is in this condition, whatever goal we set, we can perform our best in it. Studies show that many people do daydreaming, like on social media or YouTube. We waste hours in watching the lifestyle of successful people, but to live that lifestyle, we spend less time in becoming good at our most important work, due to which their focus gets scattered and they start feeling a lot of isolation and sadness and jealousy after seeing others' success. To avoid this situation, keep yourself busy doing things that are important to you, that you like. This will increase your motivation and excitement, and a sense of purpose will develop within you. Therefore, it is essential to focus your full attention on the work that you consider most important and that you enjoy doing. Lesson number two: enjoy the present once. The author's friend, who was a meditation teacher, was telling a story. Once a lawyer came to her. Now, as is the work of a lawyer, that lawyer also argues in the court with all his power to win his client's case, sometimes staying awake all night, engaged in research and preparation. Now, that lawyer lived in an anger and loud environment throughout the day. Hence, this had become a habit for him to think like this. Imagine himself arguing while creating strategies to get your client out of the problem. Because of all these things, his mindset was now angry most of the time. One day, the lawyer met that lady. To teach him about mindfulness, that is, being fully aware of their mind, the lady gave him some raisins and asked them to eat them individually. As the lady had said, he should enjoy the moment while eating each raisin and savor its full taste. Then the lady asked the lawyer to focus on the natural flow of his breath and ignore all other thoughts running through his mind during this time. In this way, he kept focusing on his breathing for the next 15 minutes, and after 15 minutes, the turmoil in his mind calmed down. When we pay full attention to our senses, the mind turns off its default chatter. Have you noticed that despite the difficulties in life, your pet cat is jumping on your lap lovingly, or your dog waits for you with excitement at the door? There are difficulties in their life too. Why are you so happy? Because they focus on their present moment. But there is something different with us. We often distract our minds by worrying about useless things. And the more our mind wanders, the less we can observe what we like and the most essential things. By doing this, we can get other results automatically. In research, many students were given the same subject to study. The report found that most students were looking here and there while reading, or rather, they needed to be focusing. This is because our mind often wanders when we read or do something we don't like, and we need help focus on one place. Then the second group of students was given the same subject they wanted. All the children studied their subjects carefully. A study of 1,000 drivers injured in accidents found their mind wandering on something else just before the accident. The faster the distracting thoughts ran in the mind, the greater the chances of the driver having an accident. As the mind wanders, our neural circuits that focus on work begin to deactivate. Due to this, instead of doing the vital work with focus, we start daydreaming. Hence, it is expected that when we daydream, we make more mistakes in the work. So, the lesson is that to increase your focus, do the job at the hand with full enjoyment. Lesson number 3, restoring attention. Keep taking a rest for a few minutes from time to time. This restores the energy of our mind and we can focus again. You might be thinking, how will the muscles of your mind get rest? They always keep working. So, for this, adopt these methods. Take breaks to rest. The most relaxing environment is nature. So, spend time in nature. Spending some time in a quiet environment increases our focus and patience. For these, you can go to a park. You can also do this by feeling the clouds' redness at sunset or the flying of the butterfly. These activities allows us to rest from within, increasing focus and memories, and improving observation power. Lesson number 4, willpower increases focus. Focus on strengthening your willpower. This is one of the essential factors to increase our inner focus. These qualities are required to accomplish any goal: deep focus, inspiration, and strong willpower. Our willpower plays a vital role in deciding what happens in our life. For example, it has been observed that children who have strong willpower are more likely to stick to their commitment, but those who have weak willpower are less likely to stick to their commitments. In a study, experiments were conducted with more than 1,000 children in which their ability to handle feelings like frustration, anxiety, focus, and commitment was analyzed. 20 years later, the lives of all these children were studied again. Now, their health, money, and criminal records were analyzed. The result showed that the better a child's self control and commitment in childhood, the more successful and happy they were in this period. Self control and willpower are qualities that you cannot develop forcibly. For this, it is essential to love the work you do. This is because our work reflects our values. If you love your work, it will motivate you to move towards your goals with solid willpower and focus, and will keep encouraging you to make the necessary efforts until the end, regardless of the results. When George Lucas showed his script to the director for making a Star Wars movie, he liked it very much and decided to make a movie based on it. But while making the movie, the director observed something and asked to make changes to the movie's main idea. But George Lucas was confident about his creative idea. Therefore, because of his different mindset, he was thrown out of that movie role. However, George Lucas did not stop and invested his money in the production to make the movie. This way, George Lucas made a movie with an idea he loved. The movie was released and proved to be a huge hit. His love for his work motivated him to focus and keep moving forward in bad times. Lesson number 5. Focus on emotional sympathy. To build good relationship, sympathy is essential. Sympathy is essential to build a strong relationship with others. Therefore, there are two types of empathy: cognitive sympathy and emotional sympathy. Cognitive sympathy enables us to see the world through the eyes of others. It helps us understand other people's mindset and how they know the world. For example, when a person tells you that he is sad because one of his close relative has died, then if you have a cognitive sympathy, you accept his reality, but do not try to feel how he is feeling. In emotional sympathy, you feel what the other person is feeling. In one study, the brains of people with emotional sympathy were observed while watching others receive dangerous electric shocks. The study found that the pain circuits of their brains were also active while watching this. In other words, they could feel the pain of others in their mind. When you have this kind of sympathy, it gives you a permission to both see and feel the other person's condition. Due to this, it becomes easier to build strong and understanding relationship between the two. For example, doctors who do not empathize with their patients, if they commit any mistakes, are likely to be filed an FIR against such a doctor. In contrast, those who can adequately understand and solve their patient's problem, they show heartfelt interest and sympathy for their patient's pain. Patients also understand them, even if they ever commit any mistake, they consider it their own and forgive them. Therefore, focusing on showing emotional sympathy with people, this habit will help in building solid relationship with people. Lesson number 6. Focus on the big picture and manage your influence. Most people pay attention to what is happening in their immediate life and focus only on making plans for the short terms. The problem with this mindset is that they do not prepare to deal with such distant challenges or ignore them. which will greatly influence their life in the long term. However, it is a part of our nature. We often have distinct needs. For example, our emergency fund should have at least 6 months of monthly expenses. We should have passive income sources that give double the income from our first expenses before our retirement. Do not try to guess them because their need has yet to be felt. Short term things are visible in front, like house rent, loan EMI, or going out with friends next week. So we focus on them immediately and spend most of the time, money, and energy on these things. We feel for future things that for these, we still have enough time to fix them. For example, the effects of bad financial habits do not have immediate results in many people's lives. Although our habit of focusing on immediate problem is natural, balancing them can be a manageable problem, and ignoring the bigger picture will be harmful. For example, our planet's resources such as clean air and water will one day run out of if care is not taken to save them. Due to this, the coming generation will need help. In this way, when you focus on the big picture, small actions related to it or things that need to be done now, to do them, your focus will automatically start increasing. For example, whenever you do now to create a passive income source, you will do it with complete focus. The problem with focusing only on immediate things is that when you try to solve a problem by focusing only on short term results, the relief you get from the problem is only for some time. So, after some time, the problem starts coming again in some form or the other, and often makes things worse than before. While long term thinking may cause issues for some time, in the long run, that problem goes away. For example, think about the problem of traffic jam. Its solution is to build more and more roads or highways. However, when highways are made, there are jams already around the road and there is difficulty for traffic to move. But once it is built, there are more ways to get there than before. The result is that vehicles can come from there in more significant numbers than before. In this way, focusing on the big picture of anything makes us capable of immediately finding solutions. This mindset will allow you to lead your future life well and deeply focus on the present thing. Lesson number 7. Good relationship depends on working together with a focus. When it comes to leading a successful organization, good focus is essential. Taking the company to the right place at the right time depends on the self awareness or the focus of its leader. Although a high IQ enables you to perform best in any task, this quality alone is not enough to become a good leader. Unless you have self awareness about what your strengths and weaknesses are, what are strengths and weaknesses of the team members, and how can they be corrected, till then it is difficult to become an effective leader. Most of the owners who need this awareness find out the shortcomings of their employees and try to make them do more work than their natural potential. The employees' skills differ, and the owners ask them to do other work per their wishes. This behavior gives rise to a hostile environment. Their focus on only their results does not allow them to focus on their decision impact, the surrounding team members. Think of a leader who pays attention to his team, praises their small achievements, and accept that there are some things they can't do without learning on his own. This type of leader has self awareness. They know their team's shortcomings and weaknesses, and hence can make a strong team by overcoming each other's weaknesses with their respective strengths. They trust the working methods and abilities of others. and allow team members to work in their own way where needed. Apart from this, an effective leader is very focused on his vision. They know that the more precise and goal oriented a leader's vision is, the more likely they will convince others to trust and work with them toward that goal. A big vision is the foundation of every profitable business plan. To bring such a vision into reality, it takes a great leader who always remains focused on his vision, inspire team members to work on it, and makes them understand that it can be achieved. In the 19th century, most people believed that a middle class homemaker could not buy an expensive sewing machine. But Singer's vision was to reach sewing machine in every home. They focus on their vision, and by making low priced machine through marketing and adopting different similar methods made it easy for almost every housewife to buy a sewing machine. And in this way, he made his vision of having a sewing machine in every home the desire of the people, like taking women around the world forward with the vision of self empowering. Such successful leaders are motivated to help others become successful. So, thank you for listening. This is all about the book Focus by Daniel Goleman. Thank you.